Hi everyone, welcome to All Things Iceland, the place to get the inside scoop on Icelandic nature, history, culture, and language. My name is Jules, and today is a day of celebration. We're going over holiday traditions, specifically Christmas and New Year in Iceland, and I have an amazing guest, my friend Íris, who is Icelandic. And she, while her family does do traditional things for the holidays, she also has a modern take on that. So I thought it'd be fun to bring her to talk about those holiday traditions. So thank you, Íris, so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And she's just a ball of sunshine, and she's just so lovely. And as you can see, we're wearing Christmas sweaters. These are not traditional Icelandic Christmas sweaters by any means, actually.
Yeah, we don't have llamas in Iceland.
No, exactly. So I decided to wear the Christmas llama, and Íris is wearing like the apron for cooking, piparkökur, which we're actually snacking on different things, including laufabrauð, we have clementines that you're holding right now. We have máltók, appleseed, like a lot of food here, and we're gonna get into all of those things. Such a festive time, especially since it's so dark here.
Yeah.
Do you feel that difference knowing that the holidays are coming even though the days are getting shorter?
Yeah, I start just in my heart celebrating Christmas like in October. Like, looking forward to it and playing few Christmas songs. People don't really agree with me there, but but this is the light,
right.
In this dark period. So you're just like, it's gonna be Christmas soon, and then that's over. And you're just like, and everything is still dark and super cold.
Yeah.
But then you know that the day is getting longer.
Right.
So you're just like, okay, it's getting brighter. One day at a time.
Exactly. And the shortest day of the year is December 21st, which is around 4 hours of sunlight in Reykjavik. And so it's really good that the holidays are happening around that time because that's tough.
Yes.
Yeah. But to be fair, Christmas officially starts, meaning like the 4 weeks before Christmas, the 4 Sundays, excuse me.
Yeah.
So Christmas officially starts 4 Sundays before Christmas. So that's the Advent, which many people who are religious know. And a lot of things that you'll hear us talking about are religious related that Icelanders have adopted, even if many of them are not religious, like practicing. Like a lot of, I think like over 90% of the population is Lutheran officially, like on paper. But in their homes and doing like going to church and stuff like that, that's not really a big part of it.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you would do it just, for tradition's sake, but we're not like very, It's not a very Christian country.
No. Which is pretty funny in terms of how many people are actually registered. Okay, so Advent, when that happens, there are Advent calendars, and I think in many different countries this is becoming really popular to have like beer Advent calendars, whatever else.
Ooh, good idea.
But traditionally here, it's usually like an Advent calendar that you give to a kid, and there's like a chocolate in every day. Yeah. But you do it a little differently.
Yes.
So could you explain what you do with your family?
Yes.
Your Advent calendar and like why it's different.
So just to make life a bit complicated, it's
gotta be a little harder.
Yes, I make like a happening Advent calendar, so like a family event calendar almost. I make this calendar myself, and it's pretty basic. I just write on a piece of paper what we're gonna do that day. So I would have like, for example, on the 3rd of December, we would, the family's gonna go outside and make a snowman together. Or we always have a winter picnic, which is super nice. Yeah. And then we just make...
A winter picnic? What do you take on your winter picnic?
Hot chocolate, obviously, and some cookies and stuff. And then we just, dress like,
super warm.
Yeah, super warm. And we go outside and we sit and light a candle and have it's a picnic.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
In the snow.
In the snow.
I think these are really great ideas as well, and like just the idea, because candy is nice, but I love the fact that it's like, okay, instead of the kid looking forward to another chocolate, which, oh yeah, it's the season, I get it. I like that you're making it about the family, so everybody is getting involved to go and do something on that day.
And it's inspired by my cousin. She does this also, and I started doing it after I heard that she was doing it. And everyone should do it, because you just forget, you know, and all the stress around Christmas, you know, buying the gifts and blah, you know, you forget to just be and do stuff. So this is like, okay, I actually have to do this because it's in the calendar, and then it's always super fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
Okay, I like that a lot. So also around this time is the book flood, or Jóla bókaflóð, which literally means Christmas book flood in Icelandic. And
very dramatic.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what? Like, you know, it's gonna be books flowing down the streets. Not exactly, but there are a ton of new books that are published every year in Iceland, and this is the time because it's very traditional to give books to each other on Christmas. And when I was reading up about this, it was like after World War II, this became a tradition because importing things were so expensive, but paper was cheap. So people were writing books. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was like, interesting. You know, and because now books are not cheap here. I mean, let's just be for real. They're very expensive, and like that's a lot of people, a lot of authors who are Icelandic, they get their books published, meaning like printed somewhere else. Because it is so expensive, but it's still a tradition that like keeps going. And so do you take part in this Jóla bókaflóð?
Yes, but since I'm such a cheap person,
economical.
Yes, thank you. I don't necessarily buy the newest book because they will be like on a 50% off price in January.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know, really?
Yeah.
But I would maybe buy one or two. But then just over the year I buy books that I see and find, you know, fitting for, you know, my relatives and friends. And we always have these book markets also. I do participate, but not like, I'm not very dedicated.
Yeah, you're not paying the marked up price potentially.
No.
Yeah. And do you, I mean, because the idea of giving gifts to each other, meaning a book to a person on Christmas, do you do that?
So yes, I do that. When you think about Christmas, typical Icelandic Christmas, you see people, you know, drinking malt og appelsín.
Which we're doing
yes.
here.
Scout. And sitting in a chair reading a book. This is a very typical, you know, I mean, I don't know if this is just Icelandic or what, but
I never do that at my house.
No, okay.
I mean, it's not drinking this.
No.
I like malt. I'm just gonna be 100% honest. This is not my favorite drink in the world to have it mixed, but it is so Icelandic. And when I went to, meaning for any holiday, not just Christmas, like Easter, all these big holidays, and when I went to the store to just buy malt, because that's what I like, and malt og appelsín means malt and orange soda mixed together. I should just clear that up, because people are gonna ask, right?
Yeah.
But for me, it's not my favorite. But malt was not. Yeah, it was not available. At least I didn't see it only available in the store, and I was like, no, I came too late.
You have to drink the sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so sweet.
It's very sweet.
And it tastes so weird. But you force it, you know, at this holiday time. You force everyone to drink it.
Some, yeah.
And children are like, you know, at 4 or 5, it's like, oh, it's weird. They're like, no, it's tradition. Drink it.
This is Christmas drink.
Yeah, it's good.
Like, okay.
And eventually they will, you know.
Yeah. Peer pressure. Societal pressure.
Great.
We're really selling this very now, right?
Yes. But I love it. Like, this is the taste of Christmas for me.
Yeah.
It really is. But yeah, talking about the books, this is something that is just a part of Christmas, you know, reading your Christmas book. So everyone gets a book, basically, everyone. And then you read that book over the holidays, you know, with hot chocolate or malt og appelsín, and
Awesome. I like this tradition. I think it's very sweet, seeing how I love to read books.
Yeah.
I have not been doing it as much recently, but still, just the idea that you can chill out and it's part of the tradition to relax, read a book, and enjoy yourself.
In your pajamas.
In your pajamas.
Yes.
All right, so we just changed the setup a little bit because the light from the natural light was changing and didn't want it to be way too like shifting of light. Around when Advent starts, you have the lighting of the Christmas tree. If you're talking about Reykjavik specifically in Oystervöllur, do you ever go down? And, okay.
Yeah, it's super cozy. We all gather downtown by the parliament, and we have this like, it's called the Oslo tree.
Yeah.
So it's like a gift from Norway to Iceland, like this huge tree.
Yeah.
And then it gets lit, the lights, and it's beautiful. And we count down together. I don't remember when, but it's like, somewhere before Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like the Yule Lads come to that too.
The Yule Lads, and you have like roasted almonds, you know, over the fire, and
So it's a nice like start to the holiday.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up after that, so we have book flood, we have Advent started, like all this stuff. But when the action starts happening is usually when the Yule Lads, so Yule Spain, Icelandic Santa Claus, which are not like the US Santa Claus at all. So, I mean, we're gonna go over like, we're not gonna go into detail about all of them. There are 13 of them.
Yeah.
But they traditionally were not like the nicest in the world. And they come from the mountains with their mother, Grilla.
Grilla.
So could you talk a little bit about like, as a kid, how was this for you with Grilla and who she is and all that stuff?
So there's this book that every children has that has, you know, like traditional Icelandic like songs. And at the end of the book, you have Grilla, like this ugly, like troll-like woman with a bag on her, over her shoulder, her back. And there are kids in the back.
You're just like, look at you said, you're like, how do I say this?
Like, this is normal.
Yeah.
And they have like cut open the bag with scissors. So it's like next to this beautiful song about Grilla. The mother, not the mother of the year exactly.
No, the mother of these Yule Lads though.
Yes, and so she just steals kids that are not nice, that are, you know, so...
What is she gonna do with them, Íris?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask. She's gonna eat them. So it's like a Icelandic version of Hannibal the Cannibal.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really intense story.
Yeah, it is. And she has this super lazy husband, Leppalúði. He does nothing. It's just like completely, you know. And so she like runs the show, and she's fierce, always angry. She's probably just super tired of having like 13 children. She actually has way more children. These are just the famous ones.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I mean, who can blame their, you know, the Yule Lads, you know, for their behavior when they have this mom and this weird dad? And,
they need therapy.
Totally.
And we'll get into why, for sure. So there's 13 of them. And the way that it works in Icelandic tradition is each Yule Lad comes on a different night. So like each comes from the mountain on a different night. Yeah. It's not really clear when Grilla comes, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, this is true. She's just there. She will send her cat probably. Yeah. This big black cat. And the cat will also eat children if they don't get new clothes for Christmas. Right. This is like a brilliant like capitalist move. Like, if you don't get new clothes, this Christmas cat is gonna eat you. You know, so go to the store and buy new clothes for your kids. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's really intense as well. It's like, wait, what? Why only new clothes? What? Can I go to the second-hand shopping?
No, you cannot.
Like, must be new clothes. For the people who are less fortunate, it's a pretty messed up scenario. So starting on December 12th is when the first Yule Lad comes, and literally every night after that until December 24th, is it?
So the last one comes on December 24th. And you're supposed to put your shoe in the window and
for every night.
Yeah, it's so logical. Yeah. You put your shoe, preferably a fancy shoe.
Oh, okay. So it should be a nice looking shoe for these guys from the mountains, right?
Like, you know.
Okay.
It makes sense.
You gotta impress them.
Yeah, and then you put them in your windowsill, and then they come and put something in the shoe, like a tiny gift. You know, when I was a kid, maybe they've just gotten richer now. They would maybe give you a clementine or, you know, something small. But now I hear kids are having, you know, fancy stuff like DVDs or clothes.
Yeah, PlayStation games
Yeah, exactly.
So it's basically like that capitalism part 2 has also increased because, like you mentioned, it just used to be like something small. But but that's if you're a good kid. The good kids get a nice gift. What do the bad kids get?
This is also very logical.
Yeah.
They obviously get a potato.
Obviously. Obviously they would get a
When
potato.
we're talking about this, like for me, this is the way it is. But now when you're asking me, I'm talking about it. Like it sounds so crazy.
Yeah, it's just like, but I've heard that it's supposed to be like a potato that's really old.
Yeah.
So it's not supposed to be like, oh, you can add to the dinner tonight with the potato you got in your shoe.
Fries.
Yeah, like, no, it's supposed to be a potato that you would not want to eat. And which I find is funny. Have you ever given a potato to your kids?
Well, I don't give you know, obviously potatoes or anything because I'm not a Yule Lad. But
oh, excuse me. That's right. Good job, Mom.
This is always like a, you know.
Yeah.
But so no, they've never gotten a potato from the Yule Lads because I have such nice kids.
Especially around this time of year, they're like, gotta keep it going.
But I remember like threatening that. I am a good parent. You know, I remember I was in the swimming pool and they were, you know, acting out a little bit when they were younger, and I was just like, you know what's gonna happen tonight if you don't behave, you're gonna get a potato, and I'm just like, oh yeah, you know. So it's like parents use this a lot.
It's effective.
It really is.
In terms of the different type, I'll have the list of all of the Yule Lads in the description box, but I thought it would be fun for us to talk about, we'll pick 2. So one Yule Lad that each of us likes the most, and one Yule Lad that we're just like, seriously? Right? Like, because there's a variety, and yeah. So maybe we start off, which one are you the most fond of?
I think I would say Kertasníkir. So yeah, because and the Iceland English would be like
candle stealer.
Candle stealer. Yeah, maybe just because I like candles. But you would put a candle in your shoe for him to take with him home, which is kind of cute. And he's the last one.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like Kertasníkir is the last one, so it's like, you know, then it's Christmas.
Yeah.
But I also really like Stúfur. That's the small one. He's so cute.
Yeah. And it's so funny that you say that you like the candle stealer, because that is the one that was voted most popular in Iceland.
Really?
Yeah. It was a while ago. And there was like a vote people had, and people were wondering like, why is it that we like this one? And people were saying that usually on that last night, that's one of the best gifts that you get.
Yes.
It's from them. It's from him, and so that might be why everyone really likes him.
Yes.
Like,
he's so lucky that he was just like, this is the lineup.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna be the most popular one.
Yeah. My favorite one is Askasleikir, and he is a bowl licker. And the reason why I like it, and Gunnar can attest to this, is that why wouldn't you lick your bowl clean? I mean, granted, I don't do it at a restaurant, all right? So you're finding out a tidbit about me that maybe is not as uncouth, and I don't care. It has to do with the fact that if something's really tasty, I will totally lick the bowl.
Yeah.
So I get why, if something was left over, that this Yule Lad would sneak in and lick the bowl.
Yeah, yeah. No food waste.
Yeah, exactly. Just helping you to do the dishes. Like,
yes,
it's so much easier.
Exactly. And Askur is like a ancient name, or yeah, it's a name. An Askur is like a pot that is, it's a specific type of pot. Askur.
Okay.
So, and you would have your meal in your Askur.
Yeah. Awesome. Nice. All
I think I would say bjúgnakrækir because I hate bjúgur. Bjúgur are, you know, these huge like sausages.
Yeah.
And just thought of someone just like, you know, like, ugh, I've always just like had this like, when you say bjúga, it's like, ugh,
yeah, so you don't like the actual word or
or the thing.
Or the thing. Even though he swipes them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like cleaning them out.
Yeah.
It's a very phallic kind of thing.
Yeah, okay, I see.
It's not, that's not the reason why I don't like it.
Okay. I have no comments about that. But okay. That might be one of the reasons why that might sway you toward it or anything.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's just more like the actual like. Yeah.
I mean, the food, the bjúga is just disgusting.
Yeah. Okay. I've never had anything like that. So.
No, you're lucky.
Yeah. So my least favorite is Þvörusleikir, which is door slammer, and literally, so like I'm mentioning, they come each night, and so they do their thing. But they seem to stick around and like, and while a new Yule Lad is coming, and so let's just say like Pot Licke came, and later on Door Slammer comes. Door Slammer will stay around and randomly slam doors in the middle of the night, waking people up. I really value sleep, so I find this to be absolutely annoying, and I just could not like. I could, you know, let go of some other things like swiping sausages and, I mean, the peeping through windows one, that one is
that's creepy.
Yeah.
Gluggagægir.
Yeah. And like I mentioned, there'll be a description box. You could tell me in the comments when you read through the English name of each of the Yule Lads, which one would be most annoying or which one you'd be, you know, you're most fond of. Just because it's like, certain things just really get on your nerves. And that, door slamming, come on, don't wake me up. Like, just go about your business. So, yeah.
Someone should, you know, talk to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also want to say that I noticed that a lot of what the Yule Lads do is food related, meaning like they swipe food. And I'm like, maybe they're just really hungry.
For sure.
So, because their mom eats kids. So, I mean, it sounds like they're scraping for food, right?
And they live in the mountains. In Iceland, there's literally no food there.
Yeah.
So
they're hungry.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, this is one of those cases of like, social economic circumstances, right?
Yeah.
In this story.
They're part of this marginalized group of society.
Yeah, exactly. We're totally doing this and it's something else. People are gonna be like, really? It's a story. But maybe it has something to do with it. You never know. Maybe we're crafting some code. Ooh. Anyway, on to the, so what's great is that they come up until the 24th. But other things are happening as well.
And this is also the reason for I would have a calendar like this is because then starting on the 12th you will get something, you know, from the Yule Lads. Then they might give the kids, you know, some candy or stuff, you know. So then you have like double, you have like, if you'd have like chocolate every, you know, day and then something, you know, from the Yule Lads, you know, a thing or chocolate or something. It's just too much, you know. So then we have like all these happenings, and then something sweet from the Yule Lads.
Trying to be a responsible mom and let the Yule Lads be responsible for putting too much sugar in your children. So.
And we're gonna be, you know, baking, you know, cakes and cookies and everything.
Yeah,
you know, the whole Advent time. So we don't need more.
No. And you told me that on the 21st, there's something that you've started incorporating, and also through, which is the pagan religion here in Iceland, that's from way back in the day, has actually been on the rise again. And a lot more people have started to become a part of that. And on the 21st, there is a pagan celebration of this shortest day of the year. And you mentioned that you've been like, so can you talk a little bit about what happens on that day?
What I heard, I haven't really fact checked it, but you know, who needs that?
The rumor is
that for years people would gather on this day, you know, the shortest day of the year, to celebrate the rising of the sun again. So it would be like a solstice festival, basically. And it's around this time, Christmas time, and they would come together and exchange gifts and have feasts and drink and just have a nice time.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit like Christmas. So I think that, we've been doing this. This is in our blood.
Yeah, it's natural.
Yeah. So, call it like Christian or pagan or whatever, we just come together around this time and, eat and drink and, exchange presents.
Not everybody in Iceland does this, right? No. But you were saying that like you've kind of brought this back into the family.
I'm trying.
You're trying, okay.
So that we we don't only see it as a Christian thing.
Holiday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So it's a miniature Christmas inside of the bigger Christmas that's happening.
Yeah. About this pagan tradition, it's for me it's also just to talk about it, to be aware that we're not just doing this because we are Christian. Like this is something we have been doing, for centuries maybe, So it's just cozy to think about that.
Yeah.
It's not just a Christian thing, and I mean Christianity was forced upon us, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Like in almost every country.
Yeah.
Still, yeah. So we don't celebrate separate now is the pagan festival. Now is
I see.
Yeah.
It's all just in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a miniature Christmas. It's just the holiday. These are the things that happen.
Time of year.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But 2 days later,
yes,
things get a little funky in the country. I mean, granted, you're already smelling what's happening, and I remember the first time I smelled this, and when you hear what's gonna happen, it's intense. So I remember we were driving, it was Gunnar and I were driving down the street, and there's a fish store that's nearby, and you hit you think something is just rotting, because something is, right? And it's in the air, really thick. And it's around Christmas time, and I was like, Gunnar, what is that smell? And he's like, oh, that's skata. And I was like, what? What is that? And then he explained. So on December 23rd, it is a big thing to do. A lot of people, not everybody, but many, many people. And actually, I think sometimes, maybe even before the 23rd, some people might eat it or do that. Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. So can you explain what is this skata that I'm talking about?
I mean, so this is not actually a part of my family's tradition, but my husband's family has been doing this, since forever.
Yeah.
So we eat this fish, skata. What is it in English?
Skate.
Skate. It's just skate. And it's
fermented.
Fermented.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And the smell is, like you were saying, it's just terrible. And since I didn't know this, how you would do this, because I had never eaten skata before I met my husband. So my father he's a marine biologist, and he loves eating good fish, and he's just like, we're not gonna eat this fish.
It's
so
crap.
Yeah. So we would eat fish, but we wouldn't eat fermented skata. Thank you, Dad and Mom. Then I went to my first skata party, and I dressed up, and I dressed my kids up in these knitted sweaters.
Oh no!
Because we were going to a dinner thing. And when I came, when I entered the door all dressed up, I saw my husband's mom and everyone. They were in their ugliest clothes. When you're gonna help someone paint their apartment, that's the clothes they were wearing. And I was just like, oh, it's okay. And they were just like, why? What are you doing? Why would you? And I learned after that the smell just doesn't come out of your clothes. It will just be.
Yeah, especially knitted things. This is gonna grab on tight and stay for the long haul.
So I had washed them 100 times, and I would put them in a bag and then into the laundry room. But the whole laundry room would smell. It's disgusting.
And on top of that, I've heard there's different strengths of skatta. So like some people are like, I like it when it burns my mouth, and I'm like, what? That's a thing? And this also with shark. So this is not fermented shark that you've heard about, which is popular in terms of having tourists try. And there are some Icelanders who like to eat fermented shark.
That's all just one bite.
Yeah, this is a
but you
lot.
would eat it. It's just like full meal.
Yeah, and there's like even, what do they call it, buffets where they have like, if you go to a restaurant, so some people instead of doing it in their home because the smell is so intense and it gets in their home, they will go out to a restaurant, eat it there, like come back, take their clothes off immediately, and like what Ida said, put it into a bag and throw it somewhere where like, it's not as smelly. So like the fact that people know that this smell is so intense and they're still like, we're gonna do it, and some people love it and some people do it for just the tradition's sake or whatever, and other people like myself and Íris avoid it if you can.
Yeah. So before Christmas, one of our
and she's
traditions,
like painting a peppercorn while she's talking.
So we would do this together with painting the pepperkökur, and then we eat them. I like to put like a lot on it because then they're sweeter because they're not sweet enough.
Yeah.
They're super sweet. I'm just a big sweet tooth.
Yeah.
But yeah, and me and my husband and my kids, we go to this forest outside of Reykjavík, and we pick a tree for Christmas, a Christmas tree. And for every tree that gets
cut down,
they plant 5 or 15 or 50. I don't remember.
it's like how it exponentially like goes up. It's like 5, 50,
500.
Yeah, like
they
a lot more trees than what you cut.
Yes. So like so they're just like getting they're planting a lot of trees. So like it's not all bad to cut them down. Like you're also helping to make and you pay for it, and they've used the money to plant more trees and stuff. And then we take it home, and then we decorate it like the day before. We decorate the day before Christmas, and then we just light it
the day of.
The day of, and
which is amazing because I normally, like when we get our tree, we buy our tree from his mother too. We don't go and actually cut it down. We just buy one of the ones they've already cut down, and then we put the lights on like as soon as we get it, and it's up until like May. Really bad, but you know, still.
I don't know. That's the way my family did it. But a lot of people have like a fake Christmas tree, like a plastic tree, which I don't get it.
It's not for you.
No, it's not for me. And then they just have it lit for like days. And weeks, you know, before Christmas. But I think it's fun to just like, yay, you know, having this surprise in the end.
So the 24th is Christmas Eve for many people, but in Iceland, that is Christmas. And that's when like the whole showdown is happening, meaning dinner and everything else, but it is not like in your pajamas, waking up, having a good time. Like it's serious business. So could you talk about your 24th?
Yes. So, I mean, every family has their own tradition, but what is like always, I think, set in stone is that dinner is at 6. That's when the Christmas bells like ring in Christmas, you know, at 6. Some are done in church, and then we'll eat after church, but like 6 is like that, But before that, my family, we always, like we wake up around like 8, and then we go to the swimming pool, which is very clever because then you have washed the whole family. But this is only like a 20-year-old tradition in my family. And it started when I was 15, and we were moving, and we were building our own house, or my family was, my parents, and we had just like done the bathroom, so like it couldn't be damp for a long time. You know? So they were just like, you know, we just have to have the Christmas bath in the pool, you know, because you know if you're having running water here, we just like did the bathroom, you know. So we were like, okay, weird, we'll just go to the pool. But it was the most lovely time because you know how it is, around Christmas. People are stressed and trying to finish everything.
Yeah.
And then you just sit in a hot pot and you just relax, and everyone gets washed.
Yeah.
At the same time. So you're just like done with that. And we just decided after this time that we were gonna do it every Christmas.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So my kids think this is a
Christmas, which I like it. I mean, it's just a little early for me to be like, we're all out of the house at 8 o'clock at the pool. But the pool opens at like 6 normally.
Yeah.
I mean, like as things have happened with COVID, some pools have been closed at different times, so it just kind of all depends on regulations. But ordinarily the pools are open very early, and you're beating the crowds too.
Yeah. But on the 24th, I think it's only open from like 7, 8 until like 11-ish. So
11 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you only have this like short time frame. Because then, it's Christmas and people have to go.
Yeah.
So just like closing the pools.
That makes sense.
And then, and the stores also close around like 12.
Yeah.
So this is when, everyone has to go and, celebrate Christmas.
Yeah. And actually that makes sense too, because like we talk about the 23rd, a lot of people are shopping that day.
Yeah.
That's like a huge rush of a shop day. I remember I've also done this. It was downtown. There was like a ton of people in stores. Everyone's just like rushing around doing their last minute things. So so after you have your wash up and enjoying the pool at 8 a.m. What do you do?
Then we meet all together at my place or my parents' place, and we have the Möndlugrautur.
Which I'll show that one.
Yes, which is this. It's a bit like risalamand, it's rice pudding, rice grautur.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Rice and oatmeal kind of, even though it's not oatmeal, but like consistency of oatmeal, but with rice.
Yeah. So it's like a warm risalamand. You won't put this like a pink dressing on it like you do in but you just have like this sugar, so sugar and cinnamon, and in it will be 1 almond, mandla.
In all of the bowls, there will be only 1 almond in one bowl, not in each bowl. There's an almond, there's 1 person's bowl will have an almond.
Yeah, and then everyone eats, and it's like, who's gonna get the almond? And if you get it in your mouth, you will have to like, you're not supposed to tell.
Oh.
So you have to like, put it somewhere like fake. Or
what?
Yeah.
Until you finish eating, or
everyone finishes eating, and they're like, who has it? And someone like, well, I have it. And that person will get a gift.
Okay, yeah. I've heard about that. So I've only seen it with young kids, and I don't think they know to like keep it, because they're always like, it's me!
Yeah. We try to have it like, well, maybe it's different between families, but we try to like make it exciting.
Yeah. It's like suspenseful. It's like, I'm trying not to eat the almond in my mouth. That's hilarious. Okay.
Yeah. So, and we've had all sorts of things happening with this tradition. So once no one got the almond.
Oh,
Yeah.
What? On purpose or?
I don't know. My grandma was like, I'm sure I put it in, and we were like, but no one has it,
Wow, weird.
And then once my mom put like, instead of sugar, she put salt.
Oh no!
And we had all like a lot of sugar. We put like a lot on, and we started eating, and it was just like so salty, you couldn't eat it. And we were just like, wow, what's going on, And we were just like, oh, because my mom likes to salt food a lot.
Okay.
She was like, I didn't put that much salt, like I promise. And we were like, Mom, this is insane, it's so salty. And then we just like tasted this sugar, and it was salt.
Yeah.
And we were like, we're not gonna be able to eat this. We've had all sorts of
like unexpected, like strange things happen. You never know. The Christmas holiday.
Here's the grautur.
Yeah, the different ones. And I don't know which one has an almond in it. Do you?
Me neither. I put in one bowl, and then I just put over, but I don't remember which one it was. And then so
we're going to be eating and seeing who has the almond.
Yeah, And this is made just with oat milk. So usually just use cow's milk, but I don't drink that, so I made it with like, yeah.
It's tasty. Yeah.
Just put a lot of sugar on it, and it's good.
I feel like sugar and cinnamon is one of the best combinations.
It is. It really is. Yeah, and then we eat that, and then someone gets the present, and after that, we have like a schedule of, you know, preparing the food, going to the cemetery to meet all the people that we, you know.
So there's a really interesting thing too here, is that the cemetery is lit up with Christmas lights. Meaning people come with Christmas lights and put them on the graves of their loved ones. And yeah, every year, like Gunnar and I go with his mom, especially if she's not able to put Christmas lights on like his dad's grave. And so like, yeah, you said something that was really fascinating. What is it? So how do you feel about when you go to the graveyard cemetery?
Because I mean, they can't be with us, you know, in person. Obviously, because they've passed away.
Right.
But you still want to have them with you, you know, you want to like visit their grave, and like that way they are still like with us.
Yeah.
You know, so we just don't, But I think it's a beautiful tradition, instead of just, you know, knowing that they have left this earth, that we actually go and, you know, hey, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
You know.
Because a lot of times it's such a sad thing to go and visit a cemetery.
Yeah.
And this is like part of a celebration.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, the Christmas holiday with your loved ones who are passed on, but like you're still paying homage to them and celebrating with them in some way too. Yeah. So I was really surprised when I saw the cemeteries lit up with Christmas lights, because it initially is like, it feels like a Halloween thing, right? Because they're just, that's what you're used to with like cemeteries, is that they're kind of spooky, scary places, whereas here it's like, no, we're gonna go and get some Christmas lights and make it festive there too.
I'm learning so much about.
Like what?
And then like before 6 you also have to, like if there are gifts that you need to, you know, give. So that is what you're basically doing from after the gröytur and until 6. It's going to the cemetery, preparing the food, and then driving gifts to people, and then getting dressed.
Yeah.
And then you go to the place where you're gonna spend Christmas. And you have to be there before 6.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, it's not even a joke. And everyone's dressed up a lot. Like, this is it's like a formal dinner that you're going to. And like she mentioned, at 6 o'clock, you are sitting at the table eating dinner. That is the tradition. Like everyone in the country, for the most part, is doing this same thing. Which is amazing to have so many people coordinated at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I have a funny family. So last Christmas or Christmas before, because my parents run a restaurant and I live like very busy lives, when I arrived, but I was thinking super late, because I was just like 20 minutes to 6 or something. I was like, oh wow, this is way too late. And I was getting a bit stressed, but like I was ready and everything, we just had to enter and then we were there. But then my dad came out of his room with a shirt on and just in like his pajamas, like
what?
You know.
He wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready, and my mom was cooking and she was almost ready, and he was just like, "Hi, how are you doing?" I was like, "You know." So I think that I'm becoming more serious about, you know, this, and they are getting more and more relaxed. So I was like, Dad, you know, get dressed.
It's almost 6.
Yes.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So then there's dinner, which has a lot of things going on, meaning like, at least from Gunnar's family, one of the things, if you're a meat eater, a lot of people eat ptarmigan, which is, what is it called? Rúpa. Yeah, rúpa, which is this bird in Iceland that people hunt, and it actually changes color with the season. So
it's white in wintertime.
Yeah. And brown, I think it's in summer or something like that.
Yeah, my family never eats rjúpa, but we did start like a tradition of eating turkey for a period of time because no one really liked red meat in my family.
Okay.
Or not, at least me and my sister. And now my parents just have. It's not very like set in stone for them, because then I've been vegan or vegetarian for a period of in life, so it's like, you never, it's always changing.
Yeah, and because like Ida said that she's either been vegan or vegetarian, I can understand this. So on Christmas, like there's, you know, we might have like a mushroom Wellington or just something that substitutes the meat. But there are a lot of things that are vegan friendly or can be made easily vegan.
Yeah.
Like caramelized potatoes. Those are so good. Or
and mashed sweet potatoes.
Yeah, exactly. And then like these two things that are really like set in stone. Well, actually a few things. Lagerbrød, for instance, which we have on the table here. So good. Like I eat that way before Christmas because it's so delicious. And when the time comes for Christmas, I'm almost like, wow, I've had a lot of lagerbrød, but I can eat more, that's fine. And peas, green peas, but out of the can. So it's this company Ora that people buy, right? I mean, but it's a thing. And like, there are a ton of this sold in Iceland. I don't know why specifically people always buy it out of the can. Maybe because it's just tradition now. Yeah. And then rauðkál, which is pickled red cabbage. Yeah. And that's actually really good as well. But a lot of people buy that in like containers. Some people make theirs though.
My mother-in-law makes very good rauðkál.
So yeah, those are just some of the things that will be on the table, and then it can kind of vary from there.
Yeah. And I don't necessarily need to have something substituting meat, you know, because there is so much, you know,
a lot of vegetables. For sure. And then after dinner is when the gift giving happens. So it's like a very structured day, and there's a lot happening this day. It's like being in a marathon in a way. Like the day just feels quite long, especially if you're a person who cooks. Because it's like you have to cook, and if you're a parent, then you know had to wrap gifts. Like it's so much happening. But after dinner, gifts, and then sometimes games.
Pick cards or something. Oh, we actually, after dinner at my place, when the guys are doing the dishes, I would sit down and read the Christmas cards that I've been sent in. You know, so we're sitting and reading while, you know, we clean up after dinner and
nice.
And then we go sit down, maybe with dessert already if we're not completely full, which we very often are.
Yeah, but you always wait like 10 minutes and you're like, all right, dessert time. Just whatever.
10 minutes is enough. And then we eat dessert and open gifts, and we always have someone, like one person opening a gift at a time, so it doesn't get like completely chaotic. So we, you know, read the card, give it to the person that, you know, it's for, and then they open and we see what it is, like, oh nice, okay, and then we
on to the next. And then later on, some people, if they have coordinated pajamas, they'll get in their pajamas and read their books. And that is the evening. And so what's funny is that, like, for me, because the 24th is not what I grew up as Christmas, that's Christmas Eve. The 25th is normally where, like, I'll do my own version of Christmas with Gudnar. If my family comes, something like that, we'll, you know, so it's like kind of have like double Christmas in a way, because the 24th is so like set in stone and also formal and whatever else. The 25th is like you can relax, and we can kind of do it the way we've done it in you know, where I grew up in New York. But those days, like the 25th is officially the Christmas day, so it's a holiday, and then the 26th is second Christmas. And so that's also a holiday in Iceland that people have off from work, which is quite nice. So you have extra days to kind of hang out with people and read and whatever else.
So on the 25th we would eat like the rest from the dinner before, and then. Do you have it? Oh!
I had that was really hard actually. When I put it in my mouth, trying not to swallow this, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm definitely gonna swallow it. So the almond is like a regular. So the almond is like a regular almond, but it just doesn't have the skin on it. And yeah.
Yay!
I got it! I mean, I don't need a gift. This is the gift. This is all the gift I need right now. But it is nice because this will probably in my lifetime never happen because most of the time it's for kids that we're doing it. So. And they feel like terrible when they don't win.
Yeah. I think that I have like between the 24th, or no, between the 23rd and the 31st, I think I have like 2 days that something is not happening.
Wow, so it's that busy all the time.
Yeah. So we have on the 25th you go to the parents that you didn't spend time with the day before, and then you go eat there and see what they got for Christmas.
Yeah.
And then on the 26th we always used to go to my grandfather, but they both, or like my grandmother passed away and my grandfather doesn't live in the house. But we meet up on the 26th, and on the 27th, this is not a typical Christmas thing, but that's the birthday of my very good friend. And she has been abroad for such a long time.
Yeah.
So she always has a birthday party on the 27th. So this has become a part of Christmas. Like on the 27th, it's Hera's birthday, and you have to like.
You have to go. There. Yeah. Okay.
And then on the 28th. We have like a Christmas ball at my mom's family.
Oh, nice!
And that's where my grandfather's siblings and everyone shows up, like 100 people.
What?
Yeah. And we eat like a buffet. Everyone brings something to a buffet.
Wow.
And we have a Christmas tree, and the Yule Lad comes, and there's this lady in the family that always plays the piano while we go to like dance around the Christmas tree.
Yeah. Okay.
And on the 29th. There's nothing. That's like, woo, okay,
yeah,
you know,
relax.
It's like, relax. And on the 30th, there's nothing. But then there's the 31st.
And which you really, on the 29th and 30th, you're like prepping for what's coming.
Yeah.
Which is New Year's in Iceland, which is intense. Oh my gosh. Meaning like the amount of stuff that happens that night, because yeah, it's like, you know, you have a lot of people are having different parties. It doesn't have to be formal. I've always dressed up on New Year's Eve because I really like to. I just think it's fun.
Yeah.
And go to like someone's house and they have champagne and tons of fireworks. Like it's everywhere in Reykjavik basically, and around the country people are shooting off fireworks at midnight. Some of them are doing it beforehand, but after midnight it just becomes like something similar to what some people call war zone, because there's so much smoke, there's so much like noise, and it's just
and all the dogs and cats and little children are like terrified.
Yeah, it's pretty intense actually.
Yeah, it is. But I think it's getting less and less now.
Yeah.
Both because of just the pollution and like it's not both, because it's basically just because of
the pollution.
Yeah. And if it's not windy, all the smoke will just stay in Reykjavik, and people that have asthma or something, they just like, it's terrible for them.
Yeah, it gives me headaches.
Yeah.
So I normally stay inside. I don't light off fireworks. I mean, I'll go out with like the little, you're saying you use the little star one where it's just like you light it and it's like just there and you're like waving it around. Like I'll do that. Yeah. And then go right back inside. And just watch the fireworks. I mean, the other big thing that happens is really fun is a bonfire.
Yes.
So there are community bonfires. Every township, I believe, has a huge bonfire. I mean, you get like relatively, not even that close, but you know, you're just being able to see it pretty clearly, and it's hot, and you're just like, oh, okay, that's a bonfire. Yeah, that's definitely. And there's like the fire department is there just in case. And it's just like, okay.
It's super cozy.
Yeah.
So for me, like the program is you arrive, and the kids are running around like crazy while we're prepping for dinner.
Yeah.
Then we eat dinner, and then after dinner, we go to the bonfire, and then we come back home, and then we eat dessert, and then there's this TV program that everyone watches, which is
I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, it's like an annual thing where you have like the best TV people in Iceland making this comic show. It's called Áramótaskaup.
It's like yearly
comedy.
Yeah, yearly comedy show or something. Yeah. That's a good yearly comedy show.
Yes, that's the name of it. And they make fun of everything that has happened
in the news.
Like you know, you have these people that always play the same politicians, for example. You know,
kind of like SNL.
Yes,
it's like Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, it's
but
like
in Iceland on New Year's Eve.
And not on a set. It's like And you know, there's always this moment where you have someone new playing someone, you know, and then there's someone that just does this one politician super well.
Yeah.
And he, you know, he's famous for being that politician in the show. So yeah, and everyone sits down. At my aunt's place, like this is where we spent our New Year.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is a tradition, but everyone gets like a Coca-Cola in like a glass bottle.
Oh.
Because in the olden days in Iceland, this would be like, you know, the most sugar you would get, you know, and it's like so precious to get like a Coke in a glass bottle. It's like very like, woo, you know.
Yeah.
So they would only have that around Christmas, like my grandparents. So everyone gets a
and
Coke.
Her family doesn't drink on.
Yeah.
Which is also unusual in Iceland. I mean, in many places in the world, I think.
Yeah. No alcohol. Because the Christmas is a time of family, and for me this is perfect because all my friends were like complaining because their parents were like super drunk or wasted, so you know, and and I was like, really? Do you drink around Christmas?
You're like,
that's
what?
so weird. But I was the weird one because that's apparently what everyone does.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad, you know, that we had like an alcohol-free Christmas and New Year's, because it's like, it is, you know, that time of year where you're spending time with family and you're having, it's about, you know, making traditions and doing cozy stuff with the children.
Yes.
So the focus is very much on them, the young ones.
Yeah.
And after the show, then you go prep for New Year's. And then you go outside. We walk down to the Reykjavik pond. Tjörnin. Yeah. And that's where we are when it's 12.
There's always fireworks. So it seems to be a good spot, you were saying, right? So.
Yeah. Sometimes if it's frozen, we bring skates. You know, we can skate.
Go ice skating.
Awesome.
Yeah. Nice. That's a really lovely New Year's. I mean, mine has been fun too. We've definitely been drinking though. That's a big change for sure. But I feel like, because a lot of people go downtown too, meaning like they go down to party. And I've actually never done that. I always think that I'm gonna have the energy to want to do that. But by the time of like 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30, I'm just like, I'm exhausted. This whole day has been spent preparing for this evening.
Yeah.
And I just want to go home. So I've never gone downtown to do anything else. Have you ever been downtown for the festivities?
I think only once or twice. Last year, no, the year before, I went to Iðnó, which is downtown, because there were some people around. I actually saw, what's his name, Sherlock Holmes, actor.
Cumberbatch.
Yes.
What is his first name?
Yeah, that's
Benjamin Cumberbatch? I'm just making that up, I have no idea.
David. No.
No. We can see his face. The Cumberbatch guy. If he's watching this, which is probably isn't. But
he is watching.
Benedict,
yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
I don't know where that came from, but there you go.
So, yeah. And this sounds like a weird me telling about the famous people I've met on Usually.
Íris knows where all the famous people are in Iceland.
Yeah, I go hunting them. But at the bonfire once, I saw Quentin Tarantino.
Ooh, yeah, that's right. You did, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so.
So you never know who you're gonna meet at a
exactly.
an Icelandic New Year's.
You should definitely
come just for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In case you meet someone.
But you know, let them be. You can just see them.
Yeah, this is what you do in Iceland. You never approach famous people.
Yeah, you just chill out, act like they're nobody special.
Yeah, you're like, who's that? What?
I've never even seen this movie.
I've never even seen the show. What's
you go back and you're like,
David or something?
Yeah, David. That's true. Who is that? The Sherlock Holmes guy, you know, somebody.
Yeah. But even though I like don't go downtown, we might go to a party or something. And my kids go to my parents' place or something like that.
Yeah.
And we started actually a new tradition last year. That's we did like I'll show you. We did a like a yearly.
Like a tarot card?
Yeah, tarot card
a card
for the whole year. You know, everyone
Ah.
like took a card and then we do like the whole year and like go through it. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And on the 1st of January, after I started doing sea swimming, I go for this this first day of the year swim. So then we go swim in the ocean.
Nice.
And last time I did it, it was like it was 0.1 degrees or something in the ocean. It's quite cold.
That's really cold.
Really cold.
Really cold.
But it really like wakes you up.
Yeah,
you know?
I hope so. I was like, who are you gonna survive? It's like,
Or
it's like your body's like, get out! It's cold! Yeah, that's amazing.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Year, fresh and awake.
Yeah.
All right, so after New Year's, people have had some days to recover, basically. And on January 6th is the 13th night, which is the end, that's the last day of Christmas. And this is also a magical time, which is interesting because there's another bonfire that happens, elf kings.
We're burning all the trees that we cut
Yeah,
down.
burning all the trees that come down, like, elf kings and queens might be spotted at the bonfire. They might be moving or something.
Yes.
Like, it's like this whole thing.
Yeah.
Cows might talk on this day or something. Yeah.
Obviously.
It's just, it's really amazing. And and also this is the last day that the Yule Lads has gone up to the mountain, the last one.
Yeah.
So like starting on the 25th, each day after that, each day starting on the 25th, the Yule Lads one goes up to the mountain, and the next, and the last one goes up on this January 6th.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, quite intense. And like we mentioned, this is a pretty long video. So hopefully you've been having some snacks like we have been, and Íris did a great job. She's been decorating. So this video is definitely giving you all of the insights, at least in terms of the holiday in Iceland, Christmas and New Year, which is for a lot of people a really big holiday if you celebrate it. And in Iceland, obviously, very important. And thank you, Íris, so much. She's a lovely friend in person, and she hosted me here at her home, so I appreciate that. And for giving your insight and your experience about it. And we got to like enjoy all this Christmassy stuff. So if you are enjoying the holiday, whether it's Christmas or whatever you celebrate, we hope you have a happy holiday.
Yes.
And in Icelandic, it's
Gleðileg jól.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you
Bye.
in the next one.
Mwah.